how to vote. I will never tell you who to vote for, never say anything like that. But I will tell you to do your research, and I will tell you that this is a critical time for us right now. So we must seek the Lord as we make decisions in this upcoming election. So I'm going to show this video, and if you will, please just comment and say your thoughts, okay? Be kind. We're not looking for anything negative here, but just leave your thoughts on what you think about this video. This video is going to be Dr. Phil Scott and Dr. Umar Johnson, and they're going to be sharing some information with us. So let's go over and see, can we watch this video together.
Biden has said to you, if you don't vote for him, you're not black. He didn't tell white people that. He didn't tell Hispanics, Asians, Jewish people, no other group of people he didn't say that to. Just black folk. Because they don't respect you, because they know that the majority of you going to come in and vote for them 87% or higher. They know Reverend Porkchop is going to bring them in the church house, and you liken the Democrat Party as God's party. They know this. They know you let them hug your babies, kiss your babies. I'll never let nobody kiss my children. Never when they're that small. You sure ain't not going to kiss them now. I wish I would. I don't know your mouth been. Hell no. But don't let them shame you into anything. Matter of fact, you don't even need to talk to them. You don't need to argue with these shills. You don't need to say nothing. Let the shills come to me. Don't argue with them. Say, look, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just gonna show you what I'm about to do. I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't have to. There's no reason for you to argue with a shield. None. Because the majority of shields don't even have the ear of the people and a platform. So they would love for us to be arguing with them, to give them some sort of attention, because if we argue with them, then our audience is going to be paying attention to them. Understand? We just got to keep putting out the hot fire on the Democrat Party and let you know what they don't do for black people. Look at California, look at New York. Democrat Central. Both of those states. How are black Americans faring in California? Horribly. How are black Americans faring in New York? Horribly. Look at Chicago. Now the Democrats is waging direct war against the black man and woman in Chicago. A city where the homeless population, 76% of the population is black people from Chicago. 18,000 of them are ex-felons. Because the Democrats say they are friends, but they would not push to make it a crime to discriminate against people with a prison record. And they can do that. You can't discriminate about people with LGBT, but you can discriminate about a prison record? And we need to stand with our brothers and sisters in Chicago. Chicago is something we better pay attention to, because if they can get black people out of their neighborhoods and push them out of the city of Chicago, if they're successful and you say nothing about it, you just kind of complain here and there, but don't stay on those politicians in Chicago, is coming to a city near you. They're going to be pushing you out of your city because you and the rest of us in black America didn't stand with our brothers and sisters in Chicago. They need to go put those people in the Hispanic communities where they speak the language and still have the culture. As I said last night, and I saw some of you had kind of say, oh, I didn't realize that. They do not take immigrants and refugees and put them in the black community from black countries. They never do. They never take the Ethiopian and the Nigerian and someone from Sudan and someone from Jamaica or whatever. They never want to put them in the black communities where they would be better suited. No. They put everybody else in our community all the time. Our community is dumping ground for non-black people. But the people that look like us, the people that we could teach the ropes or whatever, because you know why they don't want to put them in the black communities? Because they don't want us to talk with them. They don't want us to give them the game. And they don't want to bring us no more reinforcements. So they separate the black people coming in from the different countries, put them with the folks or everybody else, and use a divide and conquer strategy. This is why you see they so turned up, and some of them have this anti-black sentiment, is because they made sure to separate those brothers and sisters that's coming into this country by refugee status, temporary protection status, all different statuses they coming in sometimes from these different countries. They will not put them with black Americans. That is a strategy of the white supremacists. And we know the white supremacists in the Democrat Party is the one that's flooding everybody in. We know this. We have to protect black America, or black America will be homeless. Or if you're not going to be homeless, you will be staying 10 people to a house. Because you can't afford to have a place for your own, for your family. Look in Chicago. Democrat Rahm Emanuel closed 50 schools in black areas. 50 schools. And black people say, no, don't do that. We need these schools. He ain't closed 50 jails. He closed 50 schools. Places of education for children. But that was your Obama's homeboy, Rahm Emanuel. The same guy that covered up the execution of Laquan McDonald. That guy. Don't let these people shame you when you have a response to what they do to black people. Don't let them shame you about reparations. You don't have to explain to none of these people about reparations. This country got a lot of money to pay reparations. They just found the other day that this country had gave $1.3 billion to China and Russia. The Republicans just put that out to all these different little projects in those countries. $1.3 billion. But they tell you they don't have no money for reparations, or the folks say, I'm not paying for it. Well, you just gave China and Russia $1.3 billion. You didn't say nothing about that. That's why I say, man, the hell with y'all with all that, what you're not going to pay. You pay everything else this country want to do. No, you just hate black people. That's why you say what you say. It's divisive. Yeah, it's divisive because you hate black people. That's why you say that. And when you hear them tell you, well, reparations is divisive. Yeah, I know, because you hate black people. You got to tell them you hate black people. You please tell them that, because you got to lay it at them. Because if you don't say nothing about the money going to Ukraine, and I don't see none of your timeline about so-called your tax dollars that you paying for going to Ukraine or going to China, going to Russia, going to all these different countries outside of America, if I see none of your timeline criticizing that, then yeah, you hate black people. Straight up. I'm the guy to tell you that to your face. Black people, we got to stop being so freaking timid. Because being timid is not getting us anywhere. You need to speak with authority. You need to speak straight. You need to tell them what it is. If you're not going to do nothing for me, I'm not voting for you. It's just that simple. I'm only going to vote for somebody that's going to give me something that's going to benefit me and my community. It's just that simple. And if nobody wants to give it, I'll just sit it out. It's just that simple. That's a choice too. Newsflash, brothers and sisters, if you don't vote for the Democrats, they're not going to turn off your oxygen. Trust me, they don't have that kind of power. They don't. You need to make them respect you, because if they don't respect you, I'm telling you, you are looking at a permanent underclass status that you'll never get out of. And you're looking in 5 years in Chicago, all those people they brought over there to Chicago, all those people will be above every last black Chicago in there, minus celebrities and other entrepreneurs, etc. We're talking about the everyday, hard-working black person. They'll get above you, because they're being assisted to. They won't give $51 million to the black people in Chicago to help them, but they give them $51 million to help them get a leg up. Those people are going to take jobs that's going to be half of the price on the wage. You're going to get fired, because that's just the way it's going to work. You're going to get fired. They're going to be happy to take those jobs at half the pay. They are, because that's a big step up for them. And you ain't not going to wait to find a job. Because I'm telling you, these employers would rather hire them because they don't have to pay them much over you. Because they know they got to pay you. They know that. So you better stand with Chicago right now. But it's the Democrat Party. Brandon Johnson, he needs a recall. Y'all need to recall him. That should be something that should galvanize all black people in Chicago and say, no, we need a recall election. He got to go. He got to go. He done messed up. He got to go. That's how you show the Democrat Party not to mess with you. But we do not need to give the Democrat Party anything because they have disrespected us too much and for too long. And don't let them use witchcraft on you about your ancestors, because that's nothing but devilment. You tell them, my ancestors fought for me to be free. My ancestors were courageous. They weren't no cowards. And my ancestors wasn't leaning on no white supremacists for anything. Because if that's the case, we'll still be in the same condition that we were in back in that time period. And I got to continue to fight for freedom. I got to continue to fight for justice, as my ancestors did. And fighting for justice is to make sure that my children and your children are not in the condition that we're in today. This is the fight of your generation right now. Fighting to save black America from being put out of their homes, out of their neighborhoods that they built, that they maintained, that grandmama and pappy and all kind of other ones was in these neighborhoods. Don't let them push you out. Because that's what the Democrats are trying to do. Chicago, I'm with you. You stand, you fight. You let these Democrats know. Yes, somebody told me that Chicago been a Democrat city since 1929. Another person say, well, Phil, you can give it up. Chicago's a Democrat city. It's never going to change. I don't care what it changed into, personally. I don't. What I want black people to do is take a stand and fight. Take a stand. I said before, just don't give your vote to the Democrat. If you say, hey, I'm going to sit it out, I don't want to give it to nobody, it's good with me. Or if you say, you know what, I'm going to spite the Democrats and vote Republican, that's good with me too. Because trust me, when black folks get it in their head, things flip. They flip. Now, if the Republican Party was smart, they would actually come in right now. But let me tell you something else. I saw some people leaving messages. Some of you white conservatives. I see you coming in the chat. And you liking these videos, huh? But let me tell you something. Let me talk about you for a minute. If you really want black people to join your movement and your party, advocate reparations. Advocate that. If you say that the Republicans fought for black people, it was the Democrats that were so racist, and they was the Klan, X, Y, Z. Okay, white conservatives, well, pick up that mantle once again then, and fight for black people. Fight for reparations for black people. Fight for an anti-black hate crime bill for black people, white conservatives. Because you like these messages, right? Because don't think just because I'm talking about the Democrats and you showing up thinking I'm a better option. Okay, how are you a better option? If you talk about reparations, if you talk about an anti-black hate crime bill, I know you talk about the immigration thing, and we definitely with y'all on that. But let's talk about issues that's going to help black people. Y'all complain on the cops too, right? Some of y'all, you complain about big government. Well, let's talk about these things that can help black people. You say you want to see people come off of welfare. Well, let's talk about different programs that can be given to entrepreneurs in the black community. That you can inject capital or loans through the SBA to help black people with businesses. So they can grow their own businesses so they don't have to be on welfare and food stamps. White conservatives. I mean, if you really want black people and you're excited about it, because I've been seeing you in the chat. No, don't think I won't come at you and tell you, oh, we need something. Because I'm not telling them just to go over there with you. No, we need something from you too. You're not going to get away with the Democrats are getting away with not giving us crap. If you want the black vote, then you need to give black people something. It's just that simple. Greg Abbott just signed the Crown Act where you can't discriminate with hair in Texas. So that's a step in the right direction. I applaud Greg Abbott for that. But since he did the Crown Act, right? Then y'all can open up for some more things for black people. So don't come over here just getting all giddy because I'm getting at the Democrats. Because no. I'm not telling my people just to go wholesale vote for you. No. You need to give something. Like Trump. I like a lot of things Trump talk about, but I need to fully see what everything Trump is talking about. Trump is great for business. I admit that. And that's one of the big reasons I'm on that. Because I talked to black people that they said that 401ks was up, crypto was up, their businesses was good, taxes was good, everything was good with him, and you could save money on taxes. Your 401 is up, everything is up, your investments is up. That plenty of black people is involved with that now. But at the same time, I'm listening to what Trump's saying too. Just to make sure. Because just because I like some things Trump do, doesn't mean I'm going to just go run and vote for him for no reason. I need to see what he got going on. But I know I'm not giving a vote to a Democrat, I'm telling you that. So understand that. I told everybody my vote's for sale. If the Republicans want it, present something to me. And if they don't got nothing, that's cool. I'm just going to chill my nerves. It's just that simple. So don't come over here getting all giddy about what I'm saying. Because I'm not your black conservatives. I have a lot of conservative ideals, because most black people are conservative. Actually, you look at our ideals, but I'm not going to just join with you and just be some bootlick. No, I'm not that. I will never be that. Sitting up here letting that racist wing in the Republican Party that they have talk crap about black people and I just agree with it. Hell no. I'll check you in 2 seconds. Just like I'll check the Democrats. Ain't every party can get it from me. You better believe that. So present something for black people. How about that? Present something for black people, and then we can listen, you got a politician that's major or whatever, and he say he can present something for black people, because if you come to me, I want to talk about black people. I don't want to talk about other groups. I'm not that all people crap. I don't want to hear that, because all people getting benefited minus black people. But, ladies and gentlemen, in the community, just think about what Dr. Umar says. Just think about what I'm telling you. I agree with Umar on a lot of things on this. Definitely. The Democrats don't deserve our vote because they have never done nothing for us. And we have to take a stand, or we will be permanently destroyed in the country that we built.
Guys, let me know what you think about this. I'm going to back up and see can I find Dr. Umar. I want you to hear that part as well. So hang on for me just a minute.
Black America to do. The next presidential election for America is next year. The next presidential election for South Africa is next year. I would wish all my South African brothers and sisters, just like all my American African brothers and sisters, don't vote for either party. Show them your power. If nobody shows up to vote in the next election, whoever loses will recognize how much they lost out on not catering to the grassroots black vote. And as a result of that, the next election in 2028, they'll be eating out of your hands. The same thing in America. Don't give the Democrat your vote. Show them that you will no longer be taken advantage of. Yeah, you may have to deal with a Republican president for 4 years, but guess what? The Democrats haven't been no walk in the park either. Show the Democrats that if you don't deliver on the things that matter to us, not to the Chinese, not to the immigrants, not to the homosexuals, to black people, show us that we matter and we will return the vote to you. The best way to influence the political process is to not participate in it in one election cycle and let the power structure see your power. But it's not likely to happen. You know why? Because the ANC, the EFF, just like the Republicans and the Democrats and everybody else, they make black people, there's a tendency to make black people feel bad for not participating in the electoral process. They tell you things like, you know, your ancestors died for you to have a right to vote. No, they didn't. Nobody died for you to have the right to vote. They died for you to be free. They died for liberty. They died for justice. They died for equality. They saw the vote as the quickest means to achieve that. But now, 29 years after apartheid, we can clearly see, as you guys are going into your 6th election cycle, I believe it is, voting ain't going to change nothing in South Africa. So withdraw from the political process. Show them your power. In the next cycle, they'll eat out of your hands.
Everything he just said was spot on, and there's nothing he said that I disagree with. Of course, he was talking about South African politics as well. I try not to dive into their politics because I'm not there, and a couple of my friends over there say, yeah, just leave that alone because it gets crazy over here with that. That's why I'm a firm believer. I stay in my lane and discuss American politics, and that's why I'm most better suited, at least in that discussion. That white supremacy is global, and definitely I can definitely talk about that over there, right? But Dr. Umar says, do not give the Democrats your vote. Don't give it to them. I've been preaching every night that I present the podcast to not give the Democrats your vote. He also said you may have to deal with a Republican, but the Democrats have not been a walk in the park for black people. They have not. He also touched on how they prioritize everybody else except you, black man and woman, who take your time to go vote. And see, this is the issue why a lot of you continue to vote Democrat. You really in your heart believe in the Democrats. You believe in them like you're supposed to believe in God himself. This is why you continually go vote for them at a rate of 87, sometimes 90%, some places, because you really believe in that party. You believe what they tell you. You believe the lying principles that they supposedly have, and every time they come to your neighborhood, they hold your babies, they get Reverend Porkchop to let them up there in your churches, and Reverend Porkchop is leading you to the slaughter too, because Reverend Porkchop get his free money, tax-free, promoting the Democrats because he get a little kickback, because you know Reverend Porkchop, he got to get his, right? He got to pay that Bentley note. They present spirituality with Democrats. And this is why a lot of you liken the Democrat Party as God's party. Because you have seen Reverend Porkchop bring in Joe Biden and Kamala and everybody else into the church. He has never brought in both parties and say, listen, I want you to hear what the Democrats say. I want you to listen to the Republicans, what they got to say, and y'all make your own decision, what you would like to do. I just want you to hear both sides. You giving them just the Democrats. And the only time the Democrats come around is election time. I remember I had a conversation with my father, and he was mentioning that. He said, yeah, the only time I see them is just when it's time to vote for them. Other than that, they disappear. I don't see them no more because that's all you good for, Black America, is to vote for them, to give them power. Do you realize when Umar talks about your power, no other group in this country has the balance of power politically like Black America. They have said on all their white media outlets that Black America determines elections. They've been saying this since the 60s, because I also heard this on a program from the 1960s when it was less Black Americans than it is today. That Black America determine elections because we are a big block of voters and a good swing vote. But yet the Democrat Party don't respect you enough to say, wait a minute, those black people, if it wouldn't be for them, we wouldn't be in office. They were prioritized, as Dr. Umar said, the Chinese. They were prioritized the LGBT. They're going to prioritize people coming just across the border yesterday over you, who've been fighting in this land, who've been toiling in this land, who built America, who are owed reparations for all your hard work, your ingenuity, all your sacrifice. You have fought in every war for the United States of America. It would not be no United States of America if it wouldn't be for Christmas addicts, a black man. These people never even got free on their own. They begged you to help us fight in a revolutionary